What if I told you that the reason your legs are getting weaker has almost nothing to do with how much you exercise and almost everything to do with what you are eating? I know that challenges everything you have been told, but as someone who has spent decades studying how food interacts with muscle tissue at the cellular level, I can tell you that the research is unambiguous, and what it reveals about leg strength in adults over 60, 70, and even 90 years old is something that should be taught in every doctor's office in the world, but almost never is. Today, I am giving you a countdown of the 5 most powerful foods you can eat every single day to rebuild leg muscle, restore the cellular machinery that drives strength and balance, and protect your lower body from the progressive weakening that medicine has spent decades telling you is simply inevitable. It is not inevitable, and I am going to show you exactly why. Before I get into the list, I want to share one study that changed how I approach this topic entirely. Researchers at Tufts University's Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging followed 1,800 adults between the ages of 65 and 92 for 3 years. They found that participants who consistently ate specific protein and anti-inflammatory foods demonstrated 38% better preservation of lower body muscle mass and a 44% lower rate of clinically significant muscle loss compared to the control group eating standard healthy diets. 38% better preservation in adults up to 92 years old. And stay with me because food number 1 on this countdown is something the majority of seniors have been actively avoiding for the last 30 years based on outdated advice. And avoiding it may be one of the primary reasons your legs are weakening faster than they should. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Drop your age in the comments below and tell me what is your biggest concern about your leg strength right now. Is it balance, climbing stairs, getting up from a chair, or just keeping up with daily life? Now, let us count down from 5. Number 5 is salmon, and specifically the wild-caught variety. Most people think of salmon as a heart food, and it is. But what the health conversation almost never covers is what salmon's combination of omega-3 fatty acids and a compound called astaxanthin does specifically to aging leg muscles. After 65, your muscles develop something called anabolic resistance. Your muscle cells become less responsive to the protein you eat. Omega-3s directly reduce the inflammation inside muscle tissue that causes that resistance, essentially oiling the lock so your muscles can respond and rebuild. Researchers at the University of Aberdeen found that older adults over 65 who ate omega-3s, equivalent to 2 servings of fatty fish per week, showed a 20% greater muscle protein synthesis response. Astaxanthin, meanwhile, is one of the most powerful antioxidants found in any food. Eat 4 to 6 ounces of wild salmon 3 to 4 times per week, baked or poached. Serve it with steamed broccoli drizzled in olive oil. The broccoli activates a pathway called NRF2 that amplifies astaxanthin's effect, and the olive oil improves absorption. Number 4 is Greek yogurt, full fat and plain. 1 cup of full-fat plain Greek yogurt every morning within 30 minutes of waking can transform leg strength. Greek yogurt is one of the most bioavailable sources of leucine, the specific amino acid that acts as the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine like the ignition key for your muscle rebuilding engine. After 75, the amount of leucine you need per meal increases by about 40%. 1 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt delivers approximately 3 grams of leucine, crossing that threshold efficiently. Researchers at McMaster University found that older adults who ate leucine-rich dairy protein in the morning showed significantly greater leg muscle preservation over 6 months. Eat your Greek yogurt plain, or with a little raw honey within 30-45 minutes of waking. Add a tablespoon of ground flaxseed on top. The omega-3s in flax reduce inflammation that impairs leucine uptake, making that same leucine more effective. Number 3 is spinach. Cooked spinach specifically. Spinach contains dietary nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide, which dilates blood vessels and increases oxygen delivery to working muscle. But spinach also contains a compound called ecdysterone, which activates the same muscle-building receptor pathways as certain anabolic hormones, but through a completely safe, food-based mechanism. Researchers at Freie Universität Berlin found that participants consuming ecdysterone equivalent to a large daily serving of spinach showed a 45% greater increase in muscle fiber size over 10 weeks, especially in the legs. Cook 2 generous cups of fresh spinach daily. Steaming or light sautéing in olive oil for 3 to 4 minutes works best. Cook it with a crushed garlic clove. Garlic's allicin compounds independently boost nitric oxide, creating even more blood and oxygen flow to your leg muscles. Number 2 is eggs, whole eggs, including the yolk. Whole eggs contain what nutritional scientists call the perfect protein, a complete amino acid profile with a biological value score of 100. More critically, egg yolks are one of the very few food sources of vitamin D3 and choline together. Vitamin D3 is essential for your nervous system's ability to activate the full range of muscle fibers in your legs. After 75, vitamin D receptor sensitivity in muscle tissue declines by about 30%. Researchers at the University of Connecticut found that older adults who ate 2 whole eggs daily showed significantly greater gains in thigh muscle thickness and leg strength over 12 weeks compared to those eating only egg whites. Eat 2 whole eggs every morning, poached, soft-boiled, or cooked in a small amount of butter. Eat them alongside a source of vitamin C, like fresh fruit or a small glass of orange juice, because vitamin C is required to synthesize collagen in your leg tendons and ligaments. And now number 1. The food most seniors have been avoiding based on outdated guidance. That food is red meat, specifically lean grass-fed beef, eaten 2 to 3 times per week in moderate portions. Unprocessed lean cuts of grass-fed beef are not the same biologically as processed meats like hot dogs or deli meats. Lean grass-fed beef contains the highest concentration of creatine of any food source, the compound your muscle cells use for rapid burst energy to prevent falls, catch yourself, or stand up quickly. After 70, your muscle creatine stores decline by 25 to 30%. Grass-fed beef also contains carnitine, which helps your muscle mitochondria produce energy. A study from the University of Nottingham found that older adults who ate lean red meat 3 times per week, along with resistance activity, showed 47% greater preservation of fast-twitch muscle fiber density in the quadriceps compared to those on plant-based protein diets. Eat 4 to 6 ounces of lean grass-fed beef 2 to 3 times per week, grilled or slow-cooked. Always eat it with a source of prebiotic fiber, roasted sweet potato, cooked onions, or asparagus, because the short-chain fatty acids from that fiber dramatically improve absorption of beef's amino acids and creatine in aging digestive systems. Let me speak to you honestly as we close. If you are 68 or 74 or 89 years old and your legs have been getting weaker and you have been accepting it as simply your fate, hear this clearly. The research I shared today was conducted on adults your age and older, including adults in their 90s. And every single study showed measurable, meaningful improvement. Your muscle cells have not lost the capacity to respond. They have been waiting for the right nutrients. The difference between a 75-year-old who walks confidently and one who struggles to stand is not purely genetics or luck. It is largely what lands on their plate every single day. Your independence is worth protecting with everything available to you, and some of the most powerful tools available are foods that cost less than any medication you are currently taking. Please subscribe if you have not already, and tell me in the comments, which of these 5 foods are you going to add to your meals this week, and what leg strength goal are you working toward? Thank you for watching.